Good afternoon, I'm James Adkins with the University of Delaware. I'm an irrigation scientist here doing research on various irrigation methods for agronomic crops. So I'm standing beside our variable rate center pivot irrigation system, which allows us to apply different amount of water to different parts of the field. So the main control box is this box right here, and it's got a computer that I can upload to a USB port, a prescription to apply various amounts or varied irrigation rates to various parts of the field. So in this research plot we're doing here on both corn, soybeans, and wheat, we're looking at applying water to 60 by 60 foot squares individually. So we would have one 60-foot square that would be non-irrigated. The adjacent one may be getting a ½ inch every other day. The next one to that may be driven off a soil moisture sensor and getting a ½ inch every 3 days or whenever the sensor trips. So it's a fairly sophisticated system. It adds a cost on this particular system of about $25,000 beyond the cost of a standard center pivot irrigation system. So right now, it's beyond the limits of where a farmer can afford to do this to apply water. We're using it solely as a research tool. We're not looking to apply different amounts of water because of a conservation concern. We're looking to development of recommendations on how various crops should be irrigated. And we've come up with some good insights about the timing, particularly in soybeans, that there's critical times to apply water, and other times where it's really not necessary and may be a negative thing to apply water. So as this research goes on, we're getting more and more years under our belts to really refine that answer for, again, wheat, soybeans, and corn. The same system, we apply variable rate amounts of fertilizer through the irrigation system. That's called fertigation. We're focusing mainly on corn, but we're doing some of that on beans. And that is to determine if there's time periods in which it's more efficient to apply nitrogen through an irrigation system rather than a side dress application or a dry application prior to planting. So all this comes into play as far as making a broad irrigation recommendation to benefit farmers from a water use, nitrogen use, and yield perspective. So it's got to get down to the economics and profitability for the individual farmer.